My name is Alex. Was born in Canada and I moved to Southeast Asia, and now I'm currently living in Thailand, and I started a travel vlog about 5 or 6 months ago called Reportify. Well, it's my wife Yulia, and she's from Lithuania, and we've been married many years now, probably together around 18 years, something like that, about 18 years. I should know more.
This vlog is your hobby and your passion, and I guess we chose Chongqing as one of the destinations to cover to our new subscribers and growing subscriber base. And this city has been on our actually destination list for a very long time.
Many years ago, I was watching a kind of like a documentary on CNN, and they said it was one of the largest cities in the world that no one's heard of. And what struck me was seeing the population, the dense population here was actually equal or even bigger than the country that I'm from. So there's a city on the planet that has more population than my entire country, which is one of the second largest countries by land size in the world. So that's what, you know, got me really focused and interested, and I never heard of Chongqing before that. But when we got off the plane, we felt something very different. First, I have not seen, you know, in most of the countries that I've been traveling to, such a beautiful airport. The airport was very big, grand, beautiful, and what was nice is we didn't have a wait to come into the country like in certain other countries that we travel to. You can maybe say that sometimes we wait an hour even to go into a line. I really was excited about is I came to China. I arrived at an amazing airport. What I thought would be a major traffic to get into the city, I was so surprised at the infrastructure, how many beautiful bridges you have, how wide the roads are, how many flowers and trees and plants, and how organized it was, and how the traffic flowed. I mean, I've been to cities, you know, a quarter of the size of this that have 10 times more traffic problems than you do. The buildings, when we come in here, you don't normally see buildings in our countries lit up in beautiful colors and LED screens. So it felt like we jumped from a completely different generation and fast forwarded to me. This is how it felt to me. So what I did feel when I arrived here is that, you know, we jumped 50 years into the future, seeing the buildings lit up the way they are, the infrastructure, the metro lines, the communication, the way people are paying here is much different. It's quite exciting, and that to me is where I'm going to actually miss this when I leave here, because you feel such progress in Chongqing. You feel that everybody is moving forward, not standing still, and that's exciting to capture as a travel vlogger. Very exciting to see this stuff.
We've actually had quite interesting and fun experiences because we went out and looked for it and ventured out and opened ourselves to experiences. For example, like the KTV experience, where you went to was it Hongya cave, and you just said, okay, I will come up on the stage and I will sing and see how will the Chinese tourists will respond, will they support me and enjoy me. And actually they did. The crowd gathered, and they really loved you on that stage.
What I found is, you know, and what we've captured while we've been videoing here, and you'll see in a lot of the videos in our on our channel on YouTube, is that this is the first time, you know, and I've been to over 100 countries in my life. This is the first time that I felt that I could really express my culture and share my culture, my country, me as Canadian, to Chinese people, because they were very curious. When we were sitting in a tea house in what area, do you remember?
Sishikau.
Sishikau area. When we were sitting in the tea house, Yulia said to me, let's get a table up front so we can do some people watching. And that's a thing that people like to do in a lot of Western countries. Sit and kind of look out the window and watch the people go by. But what started to happen is the Chinese people were curious about Yulia and I. So instead of us watching everybody, people stopped and started looking in the window and waving and saying hello and asking if they could take photos with us, and they started to take photos of us. And I've never seen such generosity and such politeness from people, and to see them smile to see a tourist, that is something so special that I've gained from Chongqing that I have never experienced anywhere on the planet so far. Here we feel China. We really feel China. We feel the Chinese people. They invite us in. Like, we've met random people on the street, and they stop and they start talking to us, asking us about our country. Would you like to come join us for a drink? As she was saying, we met Joe the other day. I've never seen, heard, or anything of Joe, and within a 5-minute conversation, the next morning we're at his house having tea. So it's examples like that. I think the one thing that we capture in Chongqing is the people of China. But we were brought in with you yesterday into this tea house that has been pretty much held in time. It's been locked in a time zone for 30 some years. Now, walking down, I was doing a video, I had my camera, and the moment I walked in there, I took a deep breath and said, whoa, I can't even describe what I'm seeing with my eyes. It's like something that is locked in a time zone. And it was all a community of people drinking tea, where the tea prices haven't really changed much in the last 30 years. And I was saying, this is amazing. People having tea, they're playing games, they're interacting with each other. And what struck me was, I was thinking, well, who are these people? And the reason why they were coming there is because as China expands, as China invests in its infrastructure and its buildings, certain people get displaced and they kind of lose a little bit of their community identity. Well, what this place is it's almost like a drop-in tea house for its community, and they've kept this for 30 some years, and people just keep coming back saying, remember we used to live in this area. And that I've not experienced that anywhere. People were very open and curious, like, wow, somebody's filming Chongqing, that's amazing. We never felt that we shouldn't put our cameras down, because everybody actually wanted to be on camera. And that, to me, is very exciting as a travel vlogger.
Debunks a myth that's saying, oh, you are censored of what you can and you can't show.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have any minders around us telling us what to film or what to say. We were free to do whatever we wanted.
Warmly welcomed here. People want us to film here. People want to talk to the camera here, because people are actually very proud of their country. And I can see it in the people that I talk to about it. First thing first, qualities of hotels here are above Western standards or even higher. Dollar for dollar what you pay for a hotel here, from the hotels that we've experienced in the last 10 years of our traveling, this is probably one of the best values that you can find for a city this size on the planet. Taxi rides, when you're traveling around town here, we've taken, most of our taxi fares come in anywhere between $1.50 to $2.50 for 10 or 15, even 20-minute taxi ride. Unheard of anywhere else on the planet. It just doesn't happen. So for a traveler, the amenities, the hotel rooms, the transportation, the restaurants and infrastructures, some of the best I've seen worldwide.
As you say, it's a beautiful city. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, it's got nature, it's got onsens, it's got great shopping. As far as I'm concerned, I love made in China shopping. But the number one thing that would attract tourists, I think, it's that it is a major modern city in China that is still Chinese city. I honestly feel that this should be number one. Chongqing, a true Chinese city, which has got everything to offer to foreigners like us. For us as foreigners, it's much more interesting to come to Chongqing, because it still has a lot of old traditions.
If you look it from the air or you drive it on the road, there's no question, population-wise, in this districts on how this city is all joined together, that Chongqing is the biggest city on the planet. More travel vloggers need to come here. If you do come here, you need to communicate with people like iChongqing. That's how I got to know this city more. I reached out to iChongqing. They came back to me and said, come on in, let's meet. I was surprised. Wow, this is great. How you can reach out to more people is continually doing the word, getting the message out, getting more people, more vloggers, more travelers that talk about how great the city is. And in a matter of time, it will happen.